Sorry, we're running a little bit late this evening, but thank you for being here. This is the regular meeting of the Harlingen CISD Board of Trustees. At this point, and we do have a quorum. I know other board members are expected to be here shortly, but we do have a quorum, and at this point, I would ask you to please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. And Mr. Schubart, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Mr. President, trustees, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. Tonight's pledge will be led by Ricky Henderson. Ricky is a 6th grade student at Vernon Middle School World Languages Academy. He is on the World Languages Academy team and is learning Spanish and American Sign Language. He will be participating in the school-wide spelling bee and is a member of the ACE after-school program. Outside of school, Ricky enjoys playing competitive sports. He participates in flag football, and he is on the select basketball team Blaze. He is joined by his parents, Oscar and Flora Martinez. And tonight, for the first time in ACISD's 110-year history, we will have the pledge signed by Giancarlo Garza. Giancarlo is a 6th grade student at Vernon World Languages Academy. He is on the World Languages Academy team and is learning Mandarin, Chinese, and American Sign Language. Giancarlo speaks fluent English and Spanish as he has been a part of ACISD's dual language program since its inception 7 years ago. Giancarlo has been nominated to participate in the 2020 Lone Star Leadership Academy by his teachers. Outside of school, Giancarlo enjoys playing soccer. He is a member of the select travel team La Maquinita. He is joined by his mother, Nayeli Garza. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Henderson and Giancarlo Garza.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Wow.
Great job. Well, thank you, Ricky and Giancarlo. We've never had that before at this district. I don't think many districts have had ever that experience before. So thank you for taking us to the next level there at the World at what is it?
Languages Academy.
World Languages Academy. So we're very proud of y'all, and we know great things are in store. I know we're going to see you here at a lot more board meetings in your future. So not only in your athletics and your competition, but also in your academic success. We're really, really honored for you, and thank you for your parents for being here as well. Really proud of you. Keep up the great work. At this time, we're going to ask Ms. Brianna Vela Garcia if she would please lead us in recognizing our PTSA Students of the Month for December.
Well, good evening, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, administration, and audience. I'll be recognizing our December PTSA Students of the Month. Our high school PTAs, they work with Harlingen City Council PTA to inspire our school district community and engage our families. The students you see on camera proudly represent the PTSAs from Harlingen High School South, Early College High School, and Harlingen School of Health Professions. This video was produced by a team of our Media Arts and Communications Academy students, and we hope you all enjoy.
My name is Philip Guerrero. I go to Harlingen High School and I'm a senior. I'm in NHS, HOSA, and I'm a parliamentarian in PTSA. I just love the game of baseball, just playing it since I was 4, how it connects me to my family, and just the lessons you learn about life while playing it, about working as a team and never letting failure get to your goals. I'm planning to attend Alvin Community College for baseball and just take my basics. Just want to thank all my glory to my God, thank my parents, my mom, my dad, my little brother Joey, my cousins John and Jennifer Martinez. Love you guys.
My name is Lauren Portillo and I'm a senior at Harlingen High School. I'm involved in National Honor Society and PTSA, and I've been a member of the National Honor Society for about 2 years, and I've been in PTSA for about the same time. I'm passionate about helping others, and I want to pursue a career in the medical field because I want to be able to go to work every day and know that I'm going to help someone's life. I want to go to the University of Houston and major in biology and pursue a career somewhere in the medical field, but I was thinking of a physician's assistant.
I'm May Kennedy. I'm a senior at Harlingen High School South. I'm a cheerleader at South, two-time cheerleader, a 4-year varsity diver. I went to state. I'm in PTSA, recycling club, and my leadership roles, I'm secretary. I've been secretary for 2 years, and I went to state. I'd say I'm really passionate about my tumbling. I'm going to college for tumbling. I plan on attending the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, and I plan to get a degree in nursing. And after college, I want to become a pediatric nurse. Yeah, I want to thank my parents for pushing me to always do my best, even when it's annoying at times, and my teachers too, and especially my coaches.
My name is Jose Gutierrez and I am a senior here at Harlingen High School South. Here in the Harlingen High School South marching band, I'm drum major and 2-time section leader. I'm also in the Blue Knights program. I was president for 2 years and part of the Teens in Driver's Seat program. I was part of their teen advisory board for 4 years and have been the Texas co-chair for 3. I was a Texas Campus Crime Stoppers teen ambassador my freshman year. I'm part of the PTSA program and National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society. I did building search here at South and part of our IT club. I'm passionate about touching other people's lives. The reason for that is because I know as teenagers we can be more influential to people our age than maybe like adults or other people will be. I truly believe that we can make a difference not just in our lives but other people's lives around us and make the transition through high school and through college a little easier and with a little more support from others. I plan to go to the University of Texas in Austin to study computer science, and I plan to be a software engineer. I want to thank the band program and all my teachers and all the sponsors that have helped me out throughout high school to have these great opportunities that I wouldn't have without HTISD.
I am Aaron Vidari. I am a senior at Early College High School, and I hope to be graduating next semester. I have several leadership roles in a lot of clubs here at ECHS. I am the treasurer for both our drama club and our NHS chapter, and I have been involved in robotics for 3 years, and I'm currently our team captain for one of our teams here at ECHS. I've been in it for 2 years, and I'm really impressed with our progress right now. We're coming along smoothly, and I spend a lot of time every day, just like 2-3 hours at the minimum, just working on our design, our communication, just a lot of stuff for robotics. And it's really prepared me for future leadership roles. I'm passionate about a lot of things, really. I'm really passionate about design. I spend a lot of nights, just sitting there with Photoshop open, working on just editing, image, processing, stuff like that. There's a lot of design that goes into my life and really helps fund my major. I'm also interested in film. I sometimes direct, really poorly made amateur films for school projects and the such. I also really enjoy Kubrick's work, Scorsese's work, Tarantino's work, just a lot of these renowned directors that I just study a lot and aspire to be like someday. I'm also really passionate about music. I am a violinist, trumpeter, and I occasionally play guitar and percussion sometimes. I have recently grown into collecting physical vinyl records. Just real appreciation for that, and Some of the artists I look up to are Frank Ocean, Roger Waters, and Kanye West. I have a lot of plans for after college. First of all, I want to go to school either somewhere renowned like Rice or MIT, and really just pursue a computer science degree or computer engineering, whatever will just work for my overall major for that school. And honestly, I want to attend a renowned institution to get more experience and practice regarding my trade skills, because honestly, I have been wanting to be an engineer since I was young, specifically a computer engineer. I would just sit there, working with PCB, computer boards, stuff like that, working with software, programming, hacking, stuff like that. And it's really just impressive to see how much technology has evolved over the years, and I want to be a part of that new wave, of the new movement, really. I also want to see if I can maybe double major in film studies or music, anything really that just appeals to my hobbies and my, tradition as a artist, really. I want to shout out me from 4 years ago, because I know it was really hard for you to think about that, so now you're here.
My name is Vicente Rodriguez, and I'm a senior at Early College High School. Sub-clubs I'm in are NHS, robotics, and drama club. I'm passionate about my education and my grades. My parents have always pushed me to do well in school, and I just want to make them proud. I hope to major in nursing, and some good schools that have good nursing programs are UTRGV, UTSA, or Texas State. So I really hope to go to one of those schools, and I hope to become a registered nurse and hopefully move up to become a doctor.
My name is Adrian Garcia, and I'm a senior at Harlingen School for Health Professions. So two of the primary ones that I'm involved in is the School-Based Health Alliance. We advocate for integration of health centers for students across the United States, and I currently am on the Executive Council in DC. Along with that, I chair an organization for the Texas A&M Transportation Institute, which we actually have our convention for this weekend. I'm passionate about student advocacy. As a Mexican-American student who came here in 2010, I feel that all students deserve an equal opportunity to succeed, and that education truly is an equalizer for all students. I was proud to serve as the South Texas panelist for Texas PTA last year, where we helped to provide additional funding for students in Texas. So I currently have a variety of options, but I think it's going to go down between Texas A&M University and UT in Austin. Wherever I go, I plan on majoring in biology and then become a physician, hopefully through medical school. And ultimately I want to do a fellowship in internal medicine, whether it be endocrinology or gastroenterology. I'd like to thank my community members who have given me dozens of opportunities, my friends or board of trustees, and especially my parents who have really pushed me to be the best student that I can be.
I'm Sia Wing, and I'm a senior at the Harlingen School of Health Professions. I am in marching band for South, and I'm in Rotary Club, and also in a youth ambassadors. I'm the treasurer of the Rotary Club of this school. I'm passionate about helping others and uplifting the people here because I want to help the community like how everyone else from here helped me throughout this whole process. I want to attend University of Texas at Austin. I want to study biology, and after college I want to go to the medical school and become an anesthesiologist. I want to thank my parents, especially my mom, to push me to stay in America while I was going to quit and go back to China.
Okay, and at this time I'd like to ask our students of the month that are here this evening to stand and be recognized. I would also like to ask for their family members to stand and be recognized. We hope you enjoyed this video, and it will be available for y'all to watch again on YouTube tomorrow. President of Harlingen City Council, PTA, Elias Ortega, has joined us this evening to present the students with a certificate. Dr. Cavazos and Dr. Perez, if y'all could come forward for photos with each student. Okay, from Harlingen High School, we have Philip Guerrero. She's going to take the one from the website. Lauren Portillo. From Harlingen High School South, we have May Kennedy. From Harlingen High School South, we also have Jose Gutierrez. Okay. From Early College High School, we have Aaron Vidari. We also have Vicente Rodriguez. This might be the new tradition with this group of students. From Harlingen School of Health Professions, we have Cian Wang. We also have Adrian Garcia, but he couldn't be here with us tonight. Let's still give him a round of applause. At this time, I'd like to invite the board members to come forward for a photo with our December PTSA Students of the Month.
Big camera first.
Nobody. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Well, thank you, students. I know you got to run. You've got a lot of stuff going on this time of year, but thank you for being here, and we're really proud of all your accomplishments, and you reflect great credit not only on your families, but on this school district and this community. And we're really, really eager to see what you do in the future. Thank you for being here, and congratulations. Please, Mrs. Fleury.
I would just like to take a moment to say congratulations to all of the students and all the parents. And what a wonderful, it seems like every year, many times we have new ideas pop up. And what a wonderful idea to have the parents stand with the students of the month. Wasn't that great? I thought that was really smart. You all did it tonight. But I also want to say thank you to the City Council of PTA. You all have just been outstanding. And, we talk a lot in Harlingen about the fact that we understand that partnerships are what make us who we are. Well, our oldest partnership and our longest partnership and our closest partnership is with our PTAs. And the City Council, of course, is the overarching organization for all of those PTAs on all of our campuses. And you have done so much for this district for 110 years, but you're doing so much for us now. Thank you. And we especially want to thank you for the Christmas parade float. That was super duper fun. Thank you. That was really nice. Thank you.
Well, at this time, we'll move into item 3A. 3A, that is the approval of the minutes for the public hearing meeting on November the 19th.
Mr. President, make a motion for approval of the November 19th, 2019 public hearing.
Second. It's been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Here none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. And now the approval of the regular board meeting minutes for November the 19th.
Mr. President, I move approval of the November 19, 2019 regular board meeting minutes.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Here none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. And this time I'll ask Ms. Tamez, the principal of our World Languages Academy at Vernon, to come forward and present the principal's report. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Board President, Dr. Cavazos, Board of Trustees, senior team, and audience. I am happy to be here today to provide you with a Vernon World Languages Academy update. Let me get this up. The 2019-20 school year has been a pivotal year for Vernon students, staff, and the community. Before we could imagine the many opportunities, we had many days and hours of brainstorming to plan. I would like to share an outline of the planning that led to our opening this school year. The early discussions began at the start of the 2018 school year. In October, the main discussions about the Vernon World Languages Academy being extremely beneficial to students in the Harlingen community were more in depth. As a committee, we researched other schools around the nation and soon found that a school in El Paso was something to mirror, or possibly at least visit to learn more about. Also in the fall of 2018, we began planning out the marketing and recruitment ideas. In February of 2019, we had our very first general sessions with the applications opening up shortly after. We visited many campuses, including our very own feeders, to share about the opportunities awaiting for them at Vernon. The main message we shared about the benefits and the reasons for a World Languages Academy were so exciting, and the focus points of the design were the following. The World Languages Academy was going to be an opportunity for all incoming 6th grade students in Harlingen. Students would be admitted through an application process. We would give priority admission to students enrolled in the dual language programs in our HCIC elementary schools. This would allow for a natural evolution of studies for students who had been participating in the dual language programs in our HCIC elementary schools. Students accepted would be involved in a small learning community environment with other students who had the same interests, and they would travel to most of their classes together. We would accept about 85 to 100 students based on interest and acceptance processes. Travel opportunities would allow for students to be able to have a unique opportunity to see themselves and their own culture through a different perspective. Cross-cultural activities would be embedded into every lesson and classroom. Every student accepted would receive a laptop for the school year. As we continued the work and the planning, we knew that we always wanted to ensure that the 7 C's of what we're calling them now would be at the forefront in all that we do, ensuring that teachers would work to build strong communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, character, citizenship, and cultural learning in every lesson. For the opening of World Languages Academy this school year, we have 90 accepted students. The application for admittance asked for students to choose their top 3 language choices. They were all very close, with the top choices being French, American Sign Language, Spanish 1 and 2, and Mandarin Chinese. These are the current number of students enrolled. As you can see here, we have 90 accepted students. 17 students are taking more than 1 elective language. These students decided to take an additional language. This did mean giving up an elective class, but to these students and family, the choosing of another foreign language class was of great value to them. We have some 6th grade World Languages Academy students here who were selected by their foreign language teachers. I will share a little bit about each language being offered and then invite them up here in a little bit to practice their speaking in their respective language. In our French class, students have taken an exciting journey in Francophone countries. They study and learn about other cultures, including the very popular French lifestyle. Shown on the bottom right, students are practicing their French by communicating with their pretend family and French servers. Our students role play and one day hope to be in a town speaking directly to native speakers. Our French learners create and design projects in groups and also focus on reading, writing, and speaking. I would like to show you a snippet of repetition of words and phrases in one of our classes.
Parler en anglais. Très bien. What does that mean? I can speak English in class. Bless you. Répétez s'il vous plaît.
In our American Sign Language class, our students are learning about the culture and community of the deaf and professionals assisting those individuals. Our ASL students have gotten real-life language acquisition opportunities by presenting and translating at many events, just like we did tonight. We got that opportunity, so thank you. As these learners were learning at the very beginning, they took on the challenge to sign at major activities, such as the couple of times they translated in front of a huge crowd at Bogus Stadium. In addition, they have signed at many of our own campus events. Of course, as we know, it takes a lot to learn something new, and then to be able to perform your learning to a huge group has been so rewarding to see. It shows how much their teacher empowers and encourages them every single day. I would also like to show a short clip of one of our ASL learners signing in front of the huge crowd at Bogus Stadium. At Vernon Middle School, we offer 2 different Spanish classes. As mentioned previously, we have our Spanish 2 class for our students coming in with Spanish 1 credit already from the elementary dual language campuses. This opportunity was provided by HCISD by allowing them to enroll in these specific dual language campuses. The Spanish 2 class gives our strong Spanish learners and speakers a way to strengthen their level of speaking, writing, and reading in Spanish. Our Spanish 1 is for any student enrolled in the World Languages Academy who wishes to begin learning or broadening their Spanish language. Students in the Chinese class have been provided with a unique learning experience. Our students have learned about the Chinese culture in different ways. Our Chinese learners have 2 Chinese teachers. Our students work with a Chinese teacher in China via global live video every Monday through Thursday for 25 minutes. And they also have our incredible Mrs. Tang, who works one-to-one with every student. Both teachers also collaborate and plan together. Our students have learned how to write in Chinese using Pinyin. Pinyin is used to teach standard Mandarin Chinese, which is of course written in Chinese characters. However, pinyin spells out Chinese phrases with letters from the English alphabet. Together, Mrs. Tang and Ms. Meng ensure that students are learning how to speak, write, and read in Chinese. The following is also a short little clip that shows Ms. Meng and Ms. Tang checking on our students speaking.
Okay, right. 你好, I am your new science teacher. Wow, excellent. 你好，我叫孟涛。你好。
In addition, our students practice their skills when we invited 2 HHS foreign exchange students from Taiwan to speak to them in Mandarin Chinese. They learned about their culture and also had a question and answer session with our students. We want to continue focusing on the cultural component of learning as students learn their language of choice, so this was the perfect opportunity for our students. Again, I would like to provide you with a short little snippet of that day.
17 years old. Say it in Chinese. This sentence they're supposed to understand. 我17岁. Yes, 我17岁, right? 非常好. Next question.
Students accepted into the World Languages Academy received a laptop to use for their schoolwork for the school year. It took a couple of weeks after school started, but when they arrived, it was a huge success. We had our laptop distribution night, where students and their parents set up their usernames and passwords. Students are using their laptops for many ways to bring cultural awareness and also to be able to step inside the mind and context of other cultures. Our fantastic World Languages Academy took this initiative and creative way of teaching to another level. They researched on the best way to use technology effectively and began working on a plan. The laptops are used for instruction to be at higher levels. Students learn, take instruction, and submit assignments like most college students do around the nation. Our teachers and students are using the Google platform, and our teachers have learned, and our students are just taking off with that Google platform learning management system. Outside of our foreign language classrooms, our core teachers ensure that our students are connected with the 7 C's as mentioned before, to ensure that real-world learning is taking place. We continue with rigorous learning in all core classes and give students multicultural experiences that allow them to learn while exploring. One of the ways we do this is with Pen Pal Schools. This Texas-based system gives our students TEKS-based topics and allows for students to research from other students across the world. This provides students to see themselves and their own culture through a different perspective. Pen Pal Schools also give students the flexibility to choose from different final projects that are submitted as final products to their teachers. Students choose from a learning topic tied to lessons in the class, and then the research begins. Before I move on to the next part, I would like to invite our 6th grade World Languages Academy students to practice a little bit of their language skills with you today. Students, if you would please come forward. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Esteban Lopez. He is one of our French learners. He is also a fluent Spanish speaker.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Esteban Lopez and I am learning French at Vernon. Bonsoir. Je m'appelle Esteban Lopez et je prends le français à Vernon. Je suis heureux de prendre le français à Vernon. Je pourrais dire que je suis multilingüe, puisque je connais l'anglais et l'espagnol, et que je pourrais finir avec 3 ans de français à partir de 8e année. J'apprécie cette opportunité que nous vous offrons. Merci.
Thank you, Esteban. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Lola Tamez. She's taken American Sign Language and Spanish 1, and her teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, is going to join her.
So good evening. My name is Lola Tames. Thank you for allowing me to learn a new language. I've always wanted to learn. I look forward to use American Sign Language if ever an opportunity arises. I feel like I'm in 5th grade. I'm so excited after 3 years what I will learn at Vernon Language Academy. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Wow.
Thank you, Lola and Ms. Rodriguez. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Maya de la Peña. She has been part of HCSC's dual language program since her kindergarten year, 7 years ago. She received a high school Spanish credit and is currently in our Spanish 2 cohort at Vernon.
Good evening. My name is Maya de la Peña and I am learning Spanish 2 at Vernon. Buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Maya de la Peña y yo soy parte de la clase de Español 2 en la secundaria Vernon. I was lucky to be able to continue learning Spanish and other languages. Soy oportunidad para seguir aprendiendo español y otros idiomas. I have been in the dual language program for 6 years, since elementary. Yo estaba en el programa del lenguajes dual por 6 años, desde primaria. The opening up of the World Languages Academy has allowed me to continue with what I have learned and will make me a stronger Spanish speaker and learner. La gran apertura de la World Languages Academy me ha permitido enriquecerme mis conocimientos para fortalecerme como hablante en el idioma español. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Maya. At this time, I would like to introduce Ariana Alanis, one of our Chinese learners.
大家晚上好，今天我非常高兴来到这里。我叫 Ariana， 我在 Vernon 中学学习中文。我可以用一点时间教您用中文说 hello 吗？ Good evening. I would like to thank you for having us tonight. My name is Ariana Alanis, and I am learning Chinese at Vernon. May I have a couple minutes to teach you hello in Chinese?
Yes, please.
Yes.
中文的 hello 是你好。Hello in Chinese is 你好。请跟我说你好。Can you please say 你好？
你好。
非常好。That means very good.
Oh, thank you.
再一次的谢谢您，让我们有机会在 Vernon 中学学习中文。Thank you again for having this opportunity for me and other students at Vernon Middle School.
Super nice.
Thank you, Ariana. Thank you to our students and to our teachers. We are excited about the great things, as you can see, happening at Vernon World Languages Academy. I would like to share a video summarizing the World Languages Academy experience. You will hear from other students and their parents, and also get to hear about what we have to offer. Students at Vernon Middle School World Languages Academy get the HCISD middle school experience, where they get to be involved in the arts, the athletics, the fine arts, many extracurricular activities in all the clubs that we have to offer. In addition to that, our students get the opportunity to learn different languages. And so with that, we also have where our students get to broaden their view of the world, because we infuse our curriculum with cross-cultural activities and lessons. So we currently offer French, Spanish at 2 different levels. We have your Spanish 1 and your Spanish 2 for our students that are coming in from the dual language programs in the elementaries. We also offer Mandarin Chinese, and we offer American Sign Language.
The language I'm learning is Spanish too. And what we do in there, we study like the verbs that we need to know, that we're supposed to, like the correct wording. Like if you're saying hi to an older person, you have to use the correct wording. It's important because it's always good to know second language.
I'm learning French, and right now we are doing like conjunctions and verbs.
I am learning ASL or American Sign Language. I think it has benefited me because my dad is actually hard of hearing, and I want to study sign language so whenever he goes fully deaf, I can talk to him, and he already knows ASL. So.
The language I'm learning here is Chinese, and some of the things we do, it's like, because Chinese is like very specific in their words, so we have to like learn all the tone marks and all how to say all the stuff correctly. Yes, it has benefited me because my grandma, she works for a lady who speaks Chinese, and my grandma doesn't really know Chinese, so sometimes she takes me over there to communicate with her and like translate to English.
The Pen Pal Schools program is very beneficial for our students, not only because they already have the one-to-one laptop component, but they're able to learn what other students around the world are learning in their own classrooms. And so they get to chat with each other and learn from each other. And even if one student is from across the world, our students here are learning with them.
Well, they are competing. The students are going to be asking for more knowledge. So the world outside is demanding to get students best prepared as well. And as I say, they are competing against other students around the world. And the benefits or the privileges are going to be for the best prepared. So I tell Irving that most of those opportunities that he can be able to take it, he must apply. And obviously we're going to be supporting him at home.
This opportunity that Harlingen is giving us, it's an opportunity that it's going to be at the end when they graduate from college. It's going to be something that they're going to take with them, and they'll have it there.
The learning of the different languages is a huge benefit, and we see it as a huge value. As students later on compete with students around the world and around the globe, whether it's in college or in their professional lifestyle, how great is it to be able to say that you're bilingual or multilingual? With the incoming application, we're still putting choices for Russian, German, Arabic, and other languages. And basically we want to see what the interests are out there. So definitely here we would like to see perhaps the Russian or the Arabic. And we've also been getting a lot of word on the Japanese being an interest.
From all the students here at Vernon Middle School World Languages Academy, to all of our teachers, administrators, and HCISD School Board, we would like to say thank you.
Gracias. Merci.
谢谢。
Thank you to Brandon and our MACA students for that great video, and our students and our parents and our teachers putting that together. We are in our first exciting year of World Languages Academy. As we continue learning together and serving our students, we are always thinking ahead. We are currently working on recruitment for the 2021 school year. We had our first informational session on November 19th. We were pleased with the tremendous responses that we received from the community throughout HCISD. We will also be having our incoming 6th grade orientation on Thursday, so we're excited to see our future Mustangs coming in. As a team, we will continue visiting other elementary schools and be readily available at events to share about Vernon World Languages Academy. As we were in the process of developing Vernon World Languages Academy, we found a lot in common with the work happening at our HCISD IB campuses. For the last couple of years, we have been collaborating with Mrs. Gonzalez at Austin Elementary and Mrs. Armstrong at Sam Houston. There are many commonalities that we have with these schools. I am really excited about continuing to learn the role that Vernon will play in the evolution of IB. We will continue to collaborate with IB schools and the dual language campuses to continue with the momentum that we have at Vernon World Languages Academy. It takes many hours, discussions, leaders, work, and more to start something new. At this time, I would like to recognize and thank Dr. Neola and Mr. Villarreal for being there as we began this exciting journey. To our great assistant principals, Dr. Bonder, Ms. Garcia, our counselors, and Mrs. Ramon, our instructional coach, thank you for always going above and beyond. In addition, it takes our hardworking teachers who stepped up and said, let's do this. We got this. They definitely took on our motto of doing whatever it takes for student success. Thank you to our first World Languages Academy content teachers. If you can please stand. In addition, we had to search for very qualified teachers who could add to our innovative idea of teaching different language that we had never taught at middle school. Thank you to our foreign language teachers for choosing and joining HCISD and Vernon and being part of the Mustang family. I would like our foreign language teachers to please stand. And of course, to all our teachers and staff at Vernon for making all these things happen. And lastly, to our parents and students who joined us tonight and for making these wonderful videos. If you can please stand if you joined us tonight, our parents and our students, thank you so much for your support. If we can please have you stand. We definitely have the best students at Vernon, so thank you. I would like to share this quote that has guided our work at Vernon World Languages Academy. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart. Vernon Middle School World Languages Academy will be the start to many opportunities that our students will get, and they will be able to compete with students around the world, and we know that. I would like to take this time to thank our wonderful state-winning school board and Dr. Cavazos for all that you do for students in HCISD. On behalf of Vernon, thank you for what you do for all of us and all the students at Vernon Middle School World Languages Academy. You allow for the many goals and dreams of our students to come true. You allow for teachers to be creative and love what they do. You support administration and all staff and allow for many different opportunities. It is empowering in knowing the great passion that you have for student success. We are grateful for such incredible leaders that you are. At this time, we would like to give you a small gift of appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. Great job. Thank you.
This concludes my presentation for tonight. At this time, are there any questions or comments?
Well, thank you very much. I know the board. I know the board has some comments. I will ask before the board asks their questions or makes their comments that we would love, as a board, to take a picture with all the students. So please don't forget that after our comments, we would love for all the students to come up here. We'd love to be honored to take a picture with all of our trailblazers at Vernon. So, but with that, I'll defer to my colleagues to see. I think Mr. Greg, Ms. Powers.
In French, in French.
Yeah,
In
okay.
French. In
I wish
French.
I could. I mean, I've been on here 10 years. I've never seen a program as enlightening and as impressive as this in this district. Speaking for myself, I'm just blown away. The dream that this district's had has come true with this language academy. I'm also just totally blown away with the fact that these kids, some of them just started this year with this, the advancement that they've made. At a time when our district is going to be having outsiders trying to invade our district and our children, this is a show you need to take on the road. I know you're going to show the elementary schools and that, but I think clubs like Lions, Rotary, other programs in this town, they ought to see what we're doing in this district, because this is totally, really, really impressive, and is something that we should be extremely proud of. And I'm just amazed. I just have one question, Arlie. I'm right across the street. Can I come over and audit some of these classes? I would love to learn how to speak some of these languages.
The kids are nodding no.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What a very enlightening program.
Excellent. Mr. De Leon.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is to the students. You know, to be able to take up this challenge, to take up this gauntlet, it's a huge monumental task to be able to do what you're doing, and to do that and with a smile on your face, all the hard work. There's a lot of work that's involved in this, and each and one of you all know that. It's a lot of work, and a lot of students won't want to do this for whatever reason. You all are doing that. You all are very, very special in getting into this academy and learning all this. You all are amazing. You are not just the future leaders of tomorrow. You're the leaders of right now. So when you have your friends, you have your family members, remember they're looking at you and they're saying, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. I want to act like he is doing or act like she is doing. Because I don't know if you realize how powerful and how much influential things that you're learning that are going to be beneficial for you in the future. So parents, great job being with them, waking them up, taking them to school, encouraging them, working with them in their homework. You all are an amazing group of individuals. And when Mr. Powers says you need to take it on the road, we need to take them on the road all over the valley so that we can show the great things that HCISD is doing. The days of being humble are over. It's about showing the great things that we're doing. And you all are the great things that are happening. Great job, everyone.
Super nice.
Jaime.
First of all, Mr. Mez, thank you for your leadership, taking this on. And I know it's a lot of work, and you have your staff here, teachers, administrators, everybody. Thank you all for taking on this challenge and not just, taking it on, but, succeeding and doing the work. Again, to the parents. And I wanted to specifically thank the parents because there's one parent, and I'm going to put him on the spot. There's one parent there in the blue. I grew up with him. We grew up together since we were about 2 or 3 years old. That's Gael's dad. Gael, Ben right there. We grew up together. We didn't have these opportunities growing up. You were part of this school district. A lot of us were part of this school district. We didn't have these opportunities growing up. So to be able to provide these opportunities for these students and like Mr. De Leon said, the students are the leaders of not just your campus, but of the school district. As we start not being humble and boasting about this program, people are going to recognize you. They're going to look to your campus, especially you sixth graders. They're going to look to your campus. That's your campus for the next 2.5 years. And see that you guys are leading the way, not just in Harlingen, the Valley, but in the state. We should take this show statewide. And so I just want to thank everybody, from the administration to the parents to the students. Thank you for taking on the challenge and representing the best in the school district. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Dr. Munoz.
Super exciting, Arlie. I remember when I got to visit your campus, Dr. Banda. You guys were talking about it. You're excited about it. That was a year ago, and now you've got it going on. It's great. It's energizing to see everybody having so much fun. And I would be, I just got to do a little thing though. Where's my sign language? All right. Stand up. I remember learning this also when I was a child. Let's make sure I'm right, though. I could have gotten mixed up.
Okay.
45 years ago, right? So here we go. Ready here? What did I say? All right, good. It's right. My name is Bobby. I didn't know if it was right. They taught it to me.
Good job.
Why is everybody worried? Good job. Thank you, guys. You're doing great. Thank you.
Thank you.
The teacher was ready. She was just going to say, your name is Bobby.
That's right. Whatever you say.
Dr. Reininger.
I wanted to say just a few additional comments. One of them is to the students. Not only are you teaching your fellow peers, like as you're advancing, you're bringing them along, but you're teaching the adults. You're teaching us about how to do this better. It takes and parents, right? It takes courage to put your children in a new opportunity, one that's just, developing but is exciting. It takes courage to do that. But then as you're doing this, we're learning from you, and it's going to influence everything. This is like a seismic change, not just a little step forward. This is huge. I love that you're using technology to connect teachers from China to our children here. I mean, what a tremendous opportunity. And just the fact that what you are leading, Ms. Thomas, and your teachers are implementing with passion and care is going to change generations to come. We have officially changed the way we do education. So thank you so much.
Mrs. Fleury.
Thank you. Well, be still my soul. Be still my soul. We've waited a long time, as Greg says. We've waited a really, really, really long time for this. And I just, I'm just sitting here, my mind's just exploding with thoughts. And I was just writing down a lot of things to talk to Ms. Thomas about sometime. But I want to speak to the students tonight, because I think that what you are doing, as we've all indicated here tonight, is literally changing. It's changing how we present education. But I want to talk for a moment about what I think is also changing, and I think it's yourselves. Because when we allow ourselves to be amongst people unlike ourselves, when we learn their language, and when we think about their lives, a lot of things happen to us. We broaden our minds. We really change our focus. We widen our vision. And I honestly believe we soften our hearts. You will forever look at the world in a different way. And don't you feel that way already, students? I mean, you already do. Those of you who are taking Mandarin Chinese, don't you think of China differently? And those of you who are studying France, which is my country of love, don't you already feel different about the French people? And don't you want to learn more about them? And don't you want to see that Eiffel Tower? And don't you want to go down to La Durée restaurant and eat these cookies, these fabulous cookies which are made and are pioneered in France? And those who are studying and taking Spanish more seriously, don't you want to wander through Mexico and through South America and even go on over to Europe and see Spain? And don't you want to go into those cathedrals now? And don't you want to go into the soccer stadiums in Madrid and see where the giants are playing? I think that what we are doing in opening ourselves to this as a district is allowing our students to truly open themselves and their lives, and you will be the hope of this nation, and you will be the hope of this world, because we no longer can live just by ourselves, right? I mean, the day that airplane first flew across and went from one continent to the next, the world changed. We don't just live in one country anymore. We live all over the place, and people from all over the place live among us. And until we know one another, and until, as this fabulous leader said, until we know one another's languages and can speak to one another, we can't make the best of it. So now we're laying that foundation in Harlingen. I'm so super proud of you all. I am so super proud of you all. Thank you for being our legacy class of language learners here at HCISD. You're just the beginning, but you are the beginning. So thanks for that. Just love it every minute. Love it every minute.
Now, I'd love to have all the students come up and take a photo with a board. Would you do that? Come on up. Let's take a picture.
I couldn't wait, so I had to open up the gift. Thank you very much.
Oh, yay! Oh, yay! Yay! Great.
I'm going to put it.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, you can hold it up there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's too late now. Home Depot, they still have some?
Yeah.
Dr. Cavazos, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. So let me take a moment to congratulate Ms. Tamez and all of her staff. Let's give them a big hand for the incredible job. So oftentimes you'll hear us say that there's a moment in time that becomes a movement, and today and this semester it's a moment in time in the history of HCISD. We've been in the business of providing education for over 110 years. And this is a moment in time that we're going to look back and say it changed our trajectory. I want to congratulate the students for taking the challenge and accepting the challenge to be the legacy class. When we built the Harlingen School of Health Professions, there were students that had to take the chance and do the program and be part of a program, and we've graduated classes thereafter. Vernon Middle School is a total different middle school today. It's been transformed not only physically, but it's been transformed in what is possible. I want to thank the parents for believing in HCISD. The kids don't have limits. They only see possibilities, and if we create those opportunities, the sky is the limit for them. And so thank you for believing in us. Thank you for accepting this challenge alongside us. It's an idea, but somebody has to operationalize it. And so many people were involved. I want to also thank our Chief Academic Officer for quarterbacking this and walking us through the journey, Dr. Alicia Noyola. Let's give it up for Alicia. Ms. Tamez said we need 4 flagpoles. She said, no, we need this many. And so she just kept pushing and pushing. And so we want to thank her and, of course, Mr. Villarreal and my whole senior team. But most importantly, we have the State Board of the Year that continues to provide us this opportunity and the vision of what is possible. So let's give it up for our Board of Trustees. And thank you for what you all do. Thank you, Arlie. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And Oscar, yes, those poles are straight as they could be.
They're straight.
Well, thank you. That was very, very special. I can't wait to see what happens with these kids that are now learning many languages that are going to create numerous opportunities and open many doors for them. So really blessed to have this moment turning into a movement, as Dr. Cavazos says. So at this time, do we have any public comments for either agenda topics or non-agenda topics? We do not. Thank you. So at this time, we'll entertain the motion from the board, or we'll address the consent calendar, item 7, unless any member wants to pull out a separate item for discussion.
I move that we approve the consent calendar as submitted.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, I believe, by Dr. Reininger. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Consent calendar is now approved. At this time, item 8A, Transforming Teaching and Learning Committee Report. Dr. Noyola.
Thank you, Mr. President, board members, Dr. Cavazos, senior team, and audience. Last Tuesday night, December 3rd, we had 2 really phenomenal ladies that are doing some tremendous work in our district right now, but are also working and paving that way for some tremendous programs that are in progress in our school district. First presentation was conducted by Hortensia Juarez, our IB program specialist, and as part of her presentation, she shared with our committee the journey of the International Baccalaureate program at Sam Houston Elementary and Austin Elementary. As part of her presentation, she shared with the committee the educational benefits of the IB program and its foundation within an inquiry-based curriculum. She also shared the work that's happening at those 2 campuses as they work to educate our students to be global citizens and the true implementation of those 4 C's that we highlight in HCISD. She guided the committee through the IB candidacy journey thus far, Before our campuses can be authorized as true IB schools, they have to go through a candidacy phase where they go through the process of implementing the IB program. As we look to the future, we anticipate that we will be applying for authorization for both of these campuses here in the spring, with the hope of being authorized by next school year. We also had a conversation about what does the future of IB look like, because much like Mrs. Lames' presentation today, as she talked about our dual language students, there was that point in time where we had to say what happens after elementary for our students. And so we've begun those conversations already about our IB schools. What will happen when our IB students reach 5th grade? What will their next journey look like? And so we're having those conversations. We've included Mrs. Lames as part of those conversations. And so they've been working collaboratively, much like she shared with you all tonight. The second presentation was conducted by Melissa Parker. And so she shared with the board our pre-AP program, what it looks like now, but also what it will look like in the future. College Board, which oversees the pre-AP program and the AP program across the nation, is updating that program. And there will be some updates that will come into play in a couple of years. They are really looking to streamline our pre-AP program and really increase the rigor that happens in those classrooms. So as we look to those changes that are coming, we are working to make sure that we have all the structures in place so that when that time comes, we are ready and our students are not missing a beat with regard to their instruction within this coursework. As we move forward, we'll certainly keep you appraised of any of the changes, because there are going to be some policy implications, some name change and things of that nature. So those were our two presentations. I will turn it over to our chair, Dr. Reininger, for any additional comments.
Thank you so much. I really want to start off by just saying thank you to you, Dr. Noyola, for your leadership in both of these presentations. Your thoughtfulness and the way you were pulling these teams together to make all of this happen is, you can see your fingerprints all over this, and the whole senior team. And so I wanted to really give a shout out to all of you. On the IB presentation, Ms. Juarez really, her passion for this just came through, and it has prepared fertile ground for what we're seeing in the middle school and beyond. There are so many students who are just coming in excited about language and learning and being a global citizen and understanding the inquiry-based approaches. I loved that the schools that are going through this candidacy together were coming together and thinking about deepening their curriculum and pushing themselves further. So I was just super impressed with that collaboration. I think that's the way we raise everybody up, and so that was great. And on the pre-AP, I think you said it perfectly. It's just streamlining the classes and rethinking how we do this. And we as a district are so poised to handle this beautifully because of Kano's participation in the pilot. We are light years ahead, really, of what the rest of the state is going to be facing. And so, again, we're on such a great trajectory, and so I'm really excited to see how this plays out, and our students will only benefit. So I really want to thank the whole group on this. It was a great meeting, and we just keep moving forward.
Yes. Thank you very much, Doc. And I wanted to add, writing this down because I wanted to make a comment about this. I wanted to, as reflecting on what you were saying, Dr. Reininger, and what Dr. Cavazos said earlier about Dr. Noyola's quiet leadership. It seems like she's just there, always behind the scenes, and I think that was well put. I will also add the entire executive team, senior team. It's not infrequent that someone comments to me, whether it's, I was just making a list of different significant partnerships we now have in this district, but whether it be Apple or Holdsworth or Gates or Educate Texas or, again, our higher ed partners, UT and TSC and others, that how impressed they all are with not just our superintendent, but the depth and the quality of our entire team. And I will take it a step further. the fact that our entire district seems committed. Every teacher they interact with, when they're on the campus, the culture at every campus, that they're just like, they've never been to a district where it just seems like everything's gelling and everybody's fully committed and everybody's all in for all students. And it's just amazing to me, but it starts with all of y'all, with the leaders here. So I definitely want to thank you guys as well. So thank you. At that time, we'll move to item 9A, consideration and approval of incentive agreement for voluntary early notification of resignation from employment. Ms. Veronica Cortan, another superstar.
That's right.
Oh, she has to present. Okay, let me reserve my
gonna do it in
compliments
English.
till after her presentation.
I'll do it in English.
I'll do it in English y un poquito de español, but anyway. Board President, Board of Trustees, Superintendent, Senior Team, and audience. I'm here this evening to bring forward the consideration and possible approval of the incentive agreement for voluntary early notification of resignation from employment, otherwise called the 543 model in our district. It continues to be a huge success, and if it's approved, this will enable us to get a head start on filling some of our vacancies. What the 543 model entails is that if our employees are going to, if they notify us early on, then they get an incentive. In January, they notify us that they're not coming back the following year. They get $500. In February, that's $400, and in March, it's $300. So typically, we have had a huge success with our 543 model, and so I'm coming forward today to ask for your consideration and approval of this incentive agreement once again. Board, the administration recommends approval of the voluntary early notification of resignation or 543 model this evening.
Mr. Powers? Go ahead.
Well, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve it, but then I'd like to open.
Sure, go for it.
Yes,
I
sir.
move that we approve the recommendation of Veronica and staff.
Motion by Mr. Powers,
Second.
a second by Ms. Flourier. Go ahead, Mr. Powers.
Well, I think this
Yes,
is
sir.
a terrific program that you all started several years ago. It helps us plan, it helps us be more efficient and for the future. I'm just curious, it seems like it's increased every year as far as people taking advantage of that. Is that, I mean, from last year to this year, or I mean, from the year before to the last time we?
It fluctuates about 5 or 6. I'll tell you that last year we had a total of 34 individuals that came forward in December, February, in January, February, and March. But you consider that's a lot of classroom teachers that we can start bringing in early, right? And so the beauty of this early notification system is that already we're getting ready for the rollover of our application system, which basically we're going to signal to anybody who has an application in our system that we are wanting them to let us know if they're still wanting to be considered for employment, right? And so in January, probably about the third Saturday of January, Jennifer Herrera will start bringing people in so that we can interview. Why? Because we get a huge, huge advantage of getting the very best people. And so our principals already know that if their individuals are coming in, their employees are coming in to let us know that they're not going to be here next year, they start working with her right away. And so it's a huge, huge advantage. But it has been very, very successful. On the average, it's between 35 and 40 individuals. I think one year we had a couple more than 40, but that's a huge, huge advantage, right? We get the very best people in front of our kids, and we get them early. The other thing that it does is that, particularly in the elementary world, we've been able to get a jump start on bilingual candidates, star bilingual candidates. And if you know anything about our hiring process, that's a huge area of need. So we've enjoyed being able to do that. You know, working closely with Mr. Villarreal and Mrs. Romero, that's always key as well, because as we look for next year to next year's staffing projections, they're going to really be great guides for us too. But yes, very, very successful. And people are waiting. They're already asking, when are we opening this up? And so Mrs. Scoggin and her team do a great job of processing all the paperwork, and we have a great turnaround time as well.
Mr. President?
Mr. Vernon, please.
I think it's not only a great idea, I think it's essential as we move forward on this. I do have a question also.
Yes, sir.
You said we have about 35, 40 individuals that take advantage of this situation. Is that like 30% of the individuals that are retiring that year, or is it 50%? What percentage is that? And follow-up question is, why are individuals not taking advantage of that extra funding?
So let me see, I want to make sure that I answer your questions correctly. Your first question, are you wanting to
in
know
other
about
words-
how
in other
many
words, what
are
percent-
retiring?
What percent of all the retiring take advantage of this program, and then versus just at the end of the year say, hey, I'm out of here? And then the second question was, if there's a big gap
Sure.
there, why aren't they not taking advantage of this program?
So I would love to be able to have time to look at the numbers for the retirees. I will tell you that right now, today, I think it's a majority of them. There's not very many that come in late in the summer to retire, but I can certainly look at that, and I can work with Mrs. Scoggin and follow up with the entire board in an admin update. But we do get people that come in and take advantage of that. So I think they're waiting for January most of the time.
So we're looking probably about maybe 90% of the individuals take advantage of that. Is that a fair statement? Or 'cause you said almost everyone's taking it.
Yeah, there's very few notifications that come in after March. But like I said, I'll definitely look at the numbers and bring those to you, just so that we kind of know how many individuals take advantage of the 543 model, and then how many do that afterwards.
And I'm kind of thinking one of the reasons why maybe they don't do that is because maybe they're not sure about retiring or not.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so they're kind of
Right.
waiting to the very last minute, and then that makes that determination if they're going to or not.
Sure. And some individuals, retirement, that's a big decision,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And so some of them are kind of on the fence. But the other thing too is that family situations sometimes come up, and so we lose people with that as well. But we do have a pretty healthy number of people that are coming through, and like I said, in December they're getting ready, but January is a big month for us. And then February kind of tapers off a bit, and in March.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
definitely a successful program, and boy, does it help us with talent acquisition.
Yeah,
So,
I can imagine.
but I will follow up. I'll work with Mrs. Scoggin and get you all some more accurate numbers, so
Okay.
I don't misspeak. Righty?
Thank you.
So I guess, my questions were along the same lines of both of my colleagues here. Is just sort of like, it's hard to believe that we got it perfectly. It's worked great, and I don't want to belabor.
Sure.
At this point, it's worked great, and definitely I'm supportive of this as well in terms of needing to do this and how important it is to get early notification. I'm just wondering, and I hope that maybe down the road y'all can have some more insights into some of the things that have been brought up here. But also maybe looking at some other solutions. In other words,
Sure.
Is the 543 model really the right answer? Should it be 943? Should it be 743? Should it be, and really kind of looking to really get that big, and Julio's over there really.
He's like, no, 543 is fine. No.
I should have told him to cover his ears
Yes.
first. But I'm just saying for what we're trying to do with
Sure.
with talent acquisition and talent management in our district, it is really critical. And that was just an example, just to make a point. But I really feel that maybe maybe it needs to be tweaked a little bit in the future. To really find the. It sounds
Sure.
like we already have a great model and a great idea, and it's working. But you can always make things better, right?
Sure.
So it's really, so anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We do have a motion and a second. Are there any more comments or discussion from the board? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I'll follow up with the data.
No,
Thank you.
Appreciate you very much. At this time, moving to item 10A, consideration for approval to award construction services contract for the Harlingen CISD security fencing and gate completion 2019-2020 at Harlingen High School, Harlingen High School South, and Cano Freshman Academy bid. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Dr. Perez, Dr. Cavazos, board members. Agenda item 10A is consideration and approval of the fencing project at Cano Harlingen High School and South. We solicited and received 2 proposals. The ranking committee met and ranked the 2 proposals, and we are recommending the top rank offer of hurricane fence at a cost of $82,161.25. Be glad to answer any questions the board might have.
Thank you, Mr. Cavazos. Any
Mr.
questions?
President, make a motion for consideration and approval to award the construction service contract for the Harlingen CISD security fencing and gate completion 2019-2020 at the Harlingen High School South, Cano Freshman Academy bid as presented by administration.
Second.
Motion by Mr. DeLeon, second by Dr. Muniz. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously. At this time, item 10B, appointment of Cameron Appraisal District Representative. Mr. Cavazos.
Thank you, Dr. Pettis, Dr. Cavazos, and board members. Agenda item 10B is appointment of Cameron County Appraisal District Representative. The district is entitled to appoint a representative to the Cameron County Appraisal District every 2 years. We are recommending Jesse Villarreal to serve another 2 years. He has been on this board for 8 years now, and he said he's willing to do it for 2 more years. So he's done a good job for the district, so we're recommending to reappoint him for another 2 years.
Is there any way we can get another spot on the board?
I'm sorry?
Another spot
Can
on
the
the
district name a second spot on the board if he's...
Just one.
Oh, okay.
Just one.
All they can say is no. You can ask them the question. I mean, it never hurts. I'm kidding.
I move for approval of Mr. Villarreal.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Please congratulate
Yes, thank you,
Jesse and
Stephen.
thank him, please, for his continuation, for his service. We greatly appreciate that.
Right.
Item 11A, approval of final construction payment to G&G contractors for the civil improvements at Harlingen High School, Kano Academy, STEM Squared, and Bogus Stadium. Mr. Tapia.
Thank you, Board President Perez, members of the board, Dr. Cavazos. This is the final construction payment to G&G Construction for the civil job we did at the high school, Kano Academy, STEM, and Bogus Stadium. Board policy does require the board to approve the final payment. This one's in the amount of $25,141.62. Our engineer has reviewed the payment. We've completed all punch lists, all closeout documents, so we recommend approval of the recommended final payment. Are there any questions?
Mr. President?
I move approval of final construction payment to G&G contractors for the civil improvements at Harlingen High School, Kano Academy, STEM Squared, and Bogus Stadium as presented by administration.
Second.
We have a motion, it's second by Mr. Jaimes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes. Item 11B, approval of final construction payment to G&G contractors for the drinking fountain improvements at various campuses. Mr. Tapia.
Yes, Dr. Perez, members of the board. This is another final payment to G&G Construction for the drinking fountains projects we did at various elementary schools. This final payment is in the amount of $18,321.75. We recommend final approval, and all these payments were discussed and presented at the last Facilities Committee meeting.
Move approval.
Yes, I do.
We have a motion for approval of the item as presented. Any, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, and the motion passes unanimously. At this time, we'll take up item 11C, approval of final construction payment to G&G contractors for the mini gym interior wall panel improvements at various campuses. Mr. Tapia.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Perez, and members of the board. This is the final payment we're recommending tonight. This one's also for G&G Construction, and this one is for the mini gym interior wall panels at all the recommended elementary schools. Final payment in the amount of $31,005.90. Everything's been approved, reviewed, closeout document, so we recommend final approval.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the final construction payment to G&G contractors for the mini gym interior wall panel improvement at various campuses as presented by staff.
Second. Mr. Duffy, second by Mr. Powers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passed unanimously. And at this time, we'll ask Mr. Tapia to present the Facilities Committee report.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Perez, and members of the board, Dr. Cavazos. On December 3rd, we had a Facilities Committee meeting. The first item we had for discussion was to discuss the Legislative Safety Committee requirements. Dr. Alicia Noyola reported the new legislative changes in Senate Bill 1, which requires school districts to have a safety committee that consists of the board president, other board members, superintendent of schools, also some first responders, other district staff, and parents. The committee was present and they were introduced at our committee. From now on, our Facilities Committee meetings are going to be in conjunction and joined with this new safety committee that's required by Senate Bill 1. We'll probably meet once in the fall, once in the spring, and once in the summer. Dr. Neola also presented the District School Safety Committee, committee we formed last year at the administrative level, which we had come up with a 5-year plan and broken down into 4 main categories of infrastructure, mental health, crisis management, and communication. We presented that plan to this new committee, and the new committee will meet again in spring of 2020. The next item we discussed was the child nutrition cafeteria, furniture, and wall decor upgrades at Vela Middle School. That project was completed over the Thanksgiving break, so we gave an update on the scope of work and some pictures to show the project completion there. We then went to the TRE projects, starting with Treasure Hills Elementary, the progress made on the new classroom wing addition. We reported that we were not ready to move in during the Christmas break, so we'll probably be looking at early February for a possible move-in date and working with the principal to slowly transition that move. We also went over the security fencing completion at the 2 high schools and Kano Academy. Gym flooring improvements at Harlingen South Mini Gym and the Gutierrez Middle School Gym. Those are complete. The re-roofing at Lamar Elementary, there's only one section left over the library area. We reported that with some pictures. And our district operations entry canopy is about 50% complete. We gave an update on the Vernon World Language Academy progress that we're doing up front with all the landscaping, irrigation, lighting, flagpoles, and various other tile work and irrigation controls. We reported that we started the tennis school resurfacing. We've already completed Gutierrez Middle School, and we're moving on to South. They're working there now. And we also started the golf skills station over at the HCSD Sports Complex, baseball fields by Kano Academy. We already started site grading work on that project. We also presented one change order at World Language Academy and had the 3 final payments that we just approved right now presented. And Julio Cavazos finished the meeting with giving a update on the construction funds and project financial report. And that's pretty much it. I'll turn it over to Mr. Greg Powers, our chair, to see if he has anything he wants to add.
Thank you, Oscar. I just want to commend Dr. Noyola and Oscar, both of y'all. I mean, Alicia, this planning that y'all did in the presentation was really outstanding, what we're doing in safety. I mean, it shows to the public and our parents that safety is the top concern. The safety of these students is our top concern. I was very impressed with the things that we're going to implement in these campuses with the entrances and the security walls and windows and stuff to secure our facilities and who gets in and who gets out. And I think the public would be very pleased and feel very, very comfortable with what we're doing. I also want to, I think their future plans on this are also really impressive, what we're doing. I hope that we're going to, Shane, I'm sure you're going to put this out too so the public can see the efforts that we're doing. The furniture at the Vela Middle School is a real improvement. I think it's also, the kids have already shown a real interest and attitude and so forth. I think that's great. Treasure Hills is coming along wonderful. I drove by it the other day, and I mean, I'm with the weather conditions and what's happened, and it really looks nice, and it's going to be a real asset. Finally, the only other thing I want to comment on is Vernon, which again across the street. It's, you know, that building has a special place in my heart. I think it's one of the most prettiest architectural buildings in South Texas, and specifically Harlingen, and to bring that building back to life and to restore it to its beauty. The flagpoles, and the other night I left late, the lights were on, and it really looks neat. When they get the grass finished and tree replaced, it's going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm just saying, right?
Kudos to you and your crew, because and to the construction company, but it really looks neat. Thank you.
Excellent.
Okay. But anyway, thank you, Oscar.
Thank you, Mr. Powers.
Excellent. Great remarks. At this time, we'll adjourn to close our executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, the Open Meetings Act, to discuss employment of teachers and other professional staff. We are now in executive session. We are now back in open session for actions on matters discussed in executive session. How does the board wish to proceed with item 13A?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the hiring of employment as discussed in executive session.
We have a
Second.
motion, Mr. Hyman, second by Dr. Reininger, for the employment of teachers and other professional staff. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion passes unanimously, and this meeting is now adjourned.